are off another video. Good morning, everybody. Happy football Sunday. We're definitely going to talk some football today, but mostly it's baseball, and it's this collection you can see here on the screen, okay? This guy back in 2020, I think, 2020, 2021, came across a massive sports card collection, 20 million cards, and he thinks that's a conservative estimate on how many cards there are. I mean, this could be the greatest sports card collection of all time. I'm working on a more in-depth video on it, but I felt like I need to talk about it today. What's up? How's it going? Oh, no, you're good. And this is just like easily, it was uncovered in Virginia. It doesn't say what he paid for it, and which is kind of a bummer because we all want to know. But the article from New York Times starts with him saying, you know, he pulls out some baseballs. First one's Willie Mays. I think there's Bob Feller in there. Similar to a story, you know, of me finding a great collection up here in Maine, in like central, you know, southern Maine-ish, Lewiston area. But it makes my discovery look like peanuts compared to what was found here. And I have a few more notes that I really want to share on this because the other thing that was mentioned is there was over 10,000 Michael Jordan cards, 4,000 LeBrons, thousands of Kobe's. This is like easily, far and away, like the greatest collection I think it'll be of all time. And already talked about working with John Skipper from ESPN as an investor, but so this could be, you know, potentially a show that goes to Vegas and is on display. Because I mean, this is like a museum. Of course, in my head, I think initially like I just want to go and buy some of it, but yeah, I think we're past that. I gotta go discover my own honey hole. But this guy, his name is Tim Banaszak. Is that right? Yep, Tim Banaszak. So he was collecting during the pandemic, like a lot of us were, and just started making some videos on Facebook. And somebody who knew one of his family members said, "Hey, down the street, my grandfather has all these cards. You should come check it out." And they've been kind of preserved for decades in this house, very nondescript building. And you go through, it's like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones. It's just rows and rows of boxes. And I have seen in person myself probably 5 to 10 million cards in a warehouse. Like I couldn't see it all in one picture, but I'm trying to imagine what this would have looked like to see 20, I think it's probably more like 30 plus million cards in just one building. I mean, that would have been crazy. Another highlight too is the collection included top sets from 1954 to 2016. Thousands of Jordan, Kobe, LeBron cards, and tobacco cards. Signed baseball from Babe Ruth. Would love to see one of those. So that's more to come on this. Like I said, I'm working on an in-depth video on it. But if you have a chance, check it out. If you just look up Sports Cards New York Times, you're going to find something about this article in Virginia. So pretty cool stuff there. Obviously, we got Patriots coming up today. What time are they on? They should be on, I think at 1 o'clock. Probably at 1 o'clock. Tim's already got the Broncos jersey on. And what else? Pats? Yeah, Pats. 1 o'clock. Seahawks at Patriots. I think it's going to be a tough game. I mean, hey, we were fortunate to get the dub over the Bengals, but we'll see. This is going to be a test. Every game for the Pats, though, is going to be a test this year. Every single game. I can't get over, though, this collection. This collection is, I want to go see it. Like, I want to go take a road trip or take a couple days and go check this out before it gets national news. Well, it's already got national news, of course, but I mean more widespread news. Would love to have the opportunity to go vlog. So I think I'm going to reach out and see if I can do that. even just a short vlog, just a visit. Hey, I had to go see this collection. I'm sure that the leaders in sports cards out there, like the Burbanks and the Ken Goldens and the Jeff Wilsons, they know about it. But they had Hobby Rip Night, and I wanted to do Hobby Rip Night, but I haven't gotten the full link with Topps. Like, I'm in with them, just getting onboarded with some of these bigger companies like Topps, Fanatics. It takes a long time. It's already taken a couple weeks. So, hey, I used to work corporate. That's just kind of how it goes. The gears grind slowly at times, and you got to just roll with the punches. You're kind of at the mercy of that bigger distributor to be able to make your money with their cards. So it looks fun. I wanted to go like Brian Scalabrine was at the one in New Hampshire. I can't remember the exact shop, so my bad for not remembering the shop. I didn't want to mess it up. But my buddies, Chris and his son Carter, were there. Got a sick Tatum 1/1 downtown, and looks like a Paul Pierce autographed jersey. Speaking of which, good transition. October 12th is their show, the main card show at Yarmouth AmVets, and that's all day, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. With a trade night from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. So that's going to be a pretty epic day, I think. Like, that's a long day of cards, but that's going to be fun to do a show and a trade night in one day. So it's $5 entry. Again, it's in Yarmouth, just up the road from us. And the following weekend is the Northeast Sports Card Expo. So middle to the end of October is going to be a lot of card shows. I mean, it's 2, but I think of it's 3 full days because Northeast is 2 days. AmVets Yarmouth show is 1 day. We're going to be bringing more stuff out of the woodwork. We have a lot of stuff in store now, but we have some stuff in boxes we haven't looked at in a while. And shows are a great place to get that stuff out so, your more specific buyers can take a look and maybe package them up. We got some tricks hidden up our sleeves. We got a couple projects we've been working on, a couple new products that should help sellers and dealers at shows. We're going to consolidate some things, so that'll be coming out. And hoping to move that Mickey Mantle card. It's still here, but I've got faith. I mean, that 500 home run club ball, that sold, and I have that for a year. And then, of course, my dad is out there, hard to keep up with. I think he's got like 3 different deals going at the same time, which is... that's just typical him. Like, the man's 81, and I still can't keep up with what he's doing. But all revenue sources help the shop. Flipping collections. That's one of the things we do. And until we get new product in here, we're going to continue to flip vintage stuff, collections, and things we know we can get deals on. But my question to you would be, if you were sitting on 20 to 30 plus million cards, like, what would you do? Would you do what this guy did, which is kind of didn't tell anyone except a best friend and maybe a couple family members for 2-3 years and then expose it, or would you try to start selling it? I really love the approach that he's got, which is, I want to show this off. I want this to be treated as like a museum, as history, as something that can be enjoyed by everybody instead of selling it all at once. I got to imagine you're going to sell some stuff to make some money back, but like he mentioned, there's a Christy Mathewson, the article mentioned there's a Christy Mathewson slabbed card in there, and there's got to be other slab cards. I think the collection includes 5 Babe Ruth cards. So you got to make some money. But also, if you worked out a deal, maybe the museum would pay you and pay off the collection, and you don't have to sell it. So there's a few different angles business-wise to what you do with 20 million cards. But what would you do with 20 million cards? Like, I would put it in here, and I would just start selling because that's what I do. Buy and trade. I get to possess it for a moment, and then it moves on. I think they're talking about doing a podcast, doing a show about it in the cards, and talking about the individual stories from each card. That's something I'm currently working on, which is, take a card, explain when it was printed, why it was printed, the set, and then the historical significance of the card. So 20 million plus cards. That's the story for today. Go find this article. Shout out to New York Times for they were the first publication in here to see this, and now it's here for all of us to see, and we're going to be following along with where it goes next. Going Gonna wrap it at 10 today. We got football to watch, and it's gonna be a nice little Sunday. So enjoy, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.